Rise up, ATL. Welcome into Falcons Today by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham. And coming up on today's show, got a lot of fun stuff to get into on Falcons Today, and these are some of the topics we're talking about. Ryan Tannehill, could he be Arthur Smith's next quarterback? We'll explore that. Also, we got an update on the defensive coordinator search as well, and disrespect from ESPN. We'll explain that later on in the show as well. Let's start with the quarterback situation. Could Atlanta trade for Ryan Tannehill? Maurice Moton from Bleacher Report predicted that Tannehill would get traded to the Falcons. Now, obviously, there's a connection there with Arthur Smith. Could it make sense? I think there is a chance that it could. We'll explain here in just a second. But go ahead and like this video if you love the Atlanta Falcons. If you want more videos, then let's set a likes record on today's show. Hit the like button if you love the Atlanta Falcons, and we will continue to bring you content as often as possible. Here's Moton from Bleacher Report, I should say. Titans may look at other options at quarterback. They have the 11th overall pick in the 2023 draft, so a move up a few spots for a signal caller isn't out of the realm of possibility. The new decision makers could also push to develop rookie quarterback Malik Willis, who started in 3 games. Heading into his age 35 term, Tannehill has one more year left on his deal before it voids in 2024. Coming off of an injury-riddled 22 season, he could be heading on the decline, and his passing numbers have trended in the wrong direction since former Titans offensive coordinator Arthur Smith accepted the Atlanta Falcons head coaching job, which brings us the perfect situation for the tail end of his career. The Falcons should be able to get an aged Tannehill for a middle-round draft pick so they can upgrade at quarterback and still use their 8th overall pick to land a high-end prospect at the position, who may have a higher ceiling than Ritter, a 2022 third-round pick. General Manager Terry Fontenot can set up his team to win now with Tannehill and groom the potential long-term answer at quarterback to succeed him. So, I'm certainly intrigued by this. Now, there are a couple of thoughts to consider. At the number 8 overall pick, you're probably not getting a quarterback between Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and Will Levis. It is projected that all 3 of those guys will likely be gone by then. Is that a guarantee? Of course not, but that's pretty likely, and I think that's too rich of a spot to draft a guy like Anthony Richardson. Number 2, Ryan Tannehill is expensive. He is pretty damn expensive, so if you're going to take him on, that's something to consider. Now, we have seen situations like this in the past where he gets a chance to reunite with an old coach. He could accept a restructuring of his contract, so that could be in the works. And then number 3, he has been declining. So, he's not peak Tannehill, but he played his best football under Arthur Smith. So I think that has to be considered here as well. Now, what do you guys think, Falcons fans? Would you trade for Ryan Tannehill? Type T for trade or type P for pass? Here's to see where Falcons fans fall on this one. You look at Tannehill's stats in 19 and 20, which was with Arthur Smith. I mean, he put up kind of top 10 QB numbers in the NFL. I mean, he was great. 67.3%, over 6,500 yards, 55 touchdowns to just 13 interceptions over 28 games played. So just under 2 seasons. Could remember, I think it was in 2019. Took over for Mariota like 5-6 games into that season. Ironically, Mariota ended up in Atlanta, full circle. Last 2 years, completion percentage still there. Yardage not far off, but you see the kind of efficiency numbers and the kind of decision-making numbers go down, right? Like way less touchdowns, more interceptions over the same numbers of game played. Now, obviously, the Titans didn't do him any favors when they traded A.J. Brown this year. I think, in general, while it's intriguing, I would pass, and here's why. Ryan Tannehill doesn't put Atlanta over the top next year. He just doesn't. Now, could you argue he's better than Desmond Ritter and certainly Marcus Mariota right now? Yeah, I mean, I think there's a pretty safe argument for that, but wouldn't you rather just give Ritter 2023, see what happens? Kind of do what Houston did this year. Hey, Davis Mills, we're going to give you the chance this year. If you flame out, we're just drafting a quarterback in 24. That's kind of what I would do, especially with the money aspect. There is the caveat if he did agree to a restructure, but over $36 million cap hit, it's not a crazy number for quarterbacks in today's NFL, but for a declining guy on a team that's not exactly, in we're going to win 12 games next year mode, I don't know if it really makes sense. So, again, I think you add it all up. I'll probably pass. If he agreed to a major restructure, I could change my mind. But based on what we know, I think I would probably have to go ahead and pass on one Ryan Tannehill. Something you should never pass. In fact, you should pass me the box. Magic Spoon cereal. Love the peanut butter flavor. Frosted flavor is good as well. They have a ton of different flavors at Magic Spoon. And we're glad to partner up with them once again. You can get $5 off your first order at magicspoon.com/chat, as today's show is sponsored by my favorite cereal. That is, of course, Magic Spoon. Growing up, cereal was one of the best parts of being a kid, but I had to give it up recently because I realized it was full of sugar and junk that you really shouldn't eat. Magic Spoon is cereal reinvented, however. I start every day with a bowl of Magic Spoon. It tastes amazing, and honestly, it's too good to be true. Magic Spoon tastes exactly like regular cereal from your childhood, but is super nutritious with 13 to 14 grams of protein and 0 grams of sugar. Magic Spoon comes in delicious flavors such as cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter, and only has 140 calories per serving. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, and soy-free. I love Magic Spoon because it tastes great. It's good for you as well. I'm never going back to regular cereal. So start your new year off right with Magic Spoon. Use the QR code that you've seen on your screen, or go to magicspoon.com/chat and use code CHAT for $5 off your own personalized Magic Spoon variety pack, and stay on track of your New Year's resolution. That's magicspoon.com/chat, and or scan the QR code and use code CHAT. Links in the comments and the description of this video. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product that it is backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they will refund your money. I'm a huge fan of Magic Spoon. They are true to their word. If you're not a fan, they will give you a refund. magicspoon.com/chat. Buy a box, grab 4 boxes, try some different flavors. QR code right there. Also, link in the description of this video. Code CHAT, $5 off. All right, let's shift to the defensive coordinator search, as Vic Fangio appears to be emerging as a candidate for Atlanta. Here's an update from Ian Rappaport saying that the Falcons are interviewing longtime respective DC Vic Fangio for their vacant defensive coordinator job today. The former Broncos head coach served as a defensive consultant with the Eagles this season, would be one of the top candidates in any defensive coordinator search. Now, obviously, Fangio has a lot of experience, mostly as a DC, but also had that head coaching experience with Denver. And hey, with how Nathaniel Hackett flamed out in Denver this year, Fangio doesn't look so bad all of a sudden for how that went. But he's always been a hell of a defensive coordinator. I mean, that 2018 Bears defense, for example, was phenomenal, and they never were the same once he left and took that Denver job. Panthers are very interested as well, so you could have a little NFC South battle here to try and get Vic Fangio. This is a great option for Atlanta. If you could get a guy like this of his caliber with his experience, and I think he could help a still young and growing head coach like Arthur Smith, I like that quite a bit. So Vic Fangio, I think, is a great candidate not only for the Falcons, but for any team trying to get a defensive coordinator. Now, here is Dave Choate from the Falcoholic talking about this topic, saying his last 2 stops in Chicago and San Francisco were notable for excellent defenses, including a top 3 unit in scoring and yardage for the Bears in 2018. That's the team I referred to, and top 10 units in 2012 and 2013 for the 49ers. Fangio's work with 2 high safety looks has been hugely influential over the past couple of years for defenses trying to limit explosive plays from the high-powered offenses that have been dominating the NFL in recent years, and he's an experienced and effective coach. It goes without saying that he'd be a strong hire for the Falcons. Yeah, I mean, listen, Fangio, Brian Flores, get one of these guys. The defense has to improve, and I like Fangio's defense because he can get pressure up front without blitzing, and it limits the explosive plays, like they mentioned in that write-up, with that 2 safety look. Now, obviously, personnel matters, and the Falcons got to get better, especially on that front. But Fangio is a guy that I think could come in and improve this unit right away. So who would you rather have as the defensive coordinator? Type BF for Brian Flores or VF for Vic Fangio. Either of these guys would be fantastic. Let me know in the comments who you would rather have. Now let's talk about the disrespect that ESPN has showed the Falcons as of late, as they ranked the Falcons' 2022 rookie class 13th in the NFL, which 13 out of 32, okay, not bad, but you consider the rookies Atlanta trotted out right there. Sure, not a lot of flashy names outside of Drake London, but Tyler Algier was unbelievable. Desmond Ridder showed some signs down the stretch, and I liked Arnold Ebiketie quite a bit as well. In Ridder's case, not huge flashy numbers, but took care of the football. Looked like a guy who at least could have a chance to be a starter in the NFL. For a guy who only played 4 games, was in the 3rd round as a draft pick, I think that's pretty decent. Tyler Algier, I mean, he should have been a sneaky Rookie of the Year candidate. Over 1,000 yards for this team. Probably would have had more touchdowns, but the Falcons kept feeding Cordero Patterson once they got into the red zone. Drake London was great. Over 860 yards and 4 touchdowns. Had this team had a better passing attack throughout the year, Marcus Mariota really struggled. I think he would have easily been a 1,000-yard guy. And then Ebiketie was solid as well. 2.5 sacks, 3 TFLs, 2 forced fumbles. 13th. I'm not saying it's top 5 or anything, but come on. Throw me top 10, ESPN. Show a little bit more respect. Just because the Falcons don't get a lot of national love doesn't mean that they should be overlooked either. All right, which rookie, I should say, do you guys think had the best season? It's got to be Algier, right? Especially considering we probably didn't have huge expectations for him. Drake London was great as well. Let me know which rookie you think had the best rookie season. All right, that's going to do it for today's episode of Falcons Today. Appreciate all of you for tuning in. Busy off-season coming up, so don't miss any of it. Subscribe and turn on those notifications. I'm Harrison Graham. We'll see you soon here on Falcons Today.